Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Welcome to what I think is going to be a build series for my Land Cruiser, my 1997 FJ80, known as Peter the Beater. It was named that in patronage of one of my favorite shows, Dirt Every Day. So fun trivia factor, and yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff to it. Um, at this point, it's basically going to be a diesel swap. Now, this is being recorded way after the fact. The diesel swap isn't complete yet, but you will kind of go through my thought process and my discoveries as I progress from my original intent and what started that um, to where we are now with multiple 12 volt heads sitting behind me, things like that. So a little about me. I'm not a technician. I have worked in the shops, but I've been a car enthusiast my whole life. Anything from Civics to Chrysler 300s to GM diesels to um, Pontiac Firebirds. I had a lot of different cars, and some of them were crashed. So this channel isn't really anything specific. It's kind of just like me doing things that are interesting to me in the moment, and hopefully you will find them interesting too. That's why you can see a lot of wood, wood processing tools, I guess you can call it, and tung oil, which is actually not tung oil at all, but that's for a different video. And yeah, so hopefully you can follow along on this journey of my Land Cruiser. You can follow along on this journey of my YouTube and kind of starting a channel. And really, subscribe, don't subscribe, like, don't like, whatever. We're just gonna have fun, and I'm gonna try to film the most I can and give you guys some good laughs, hopefully once in a while. So let's prompt a voiceover with some pictures.
This is a prepared procedure called the FSM, Factory Service Manual, that Toyota has provided to certain people, and those certain people have provided to other people, and those people have put it on the forums for us to use. So this is something you should be following. This is what I'm following when I'm removing this engine. You just, you find the engine unit component and you kind of go down the list. It's like almost a checklist. It's really straightforward. You disconnect the battery, disconnect the radiator, disconnect the heater hoses, etc., etc., etc. Obviously, you have to disconnect AC. Anything that is connected to your engine besides the engine unit itself, such as just the transmission and transfer case, has to be disconnected, including the wiring harness. Inside and outside. So we're going to be pulling this whole thing out as a unit, right? So it's the engine, transmission, and transfer case. Um, Obviously, drive shafts have to come out, things like that, all the little bits and pieces. And yeah, so you kind of see us rigging up the chain, pulling my little Harbor Freight one-ton jack, and slowly trying to lift it up. Luckily, I had a bunch of buddies helping me. Um, One of us was pulling, one of us is pushing. The thing is, it's incredibly heavy, and it's also incredibly heavy in the back because of the transfer case. So there's quite a bit of rigging, as you can see, that we had to do to get this engine out of there. All in all, we didn't do too much damage. So, um, and this whole thing, it's about 2 minutes long, but really it took us about 2 days, 2 days worth of solid wrenching to get it out. And here you can see the engine unit, right? So you have everything together, the tranny, A343F, the transfer case, um, and some of the damage and the giant hole this inline six leaves behind that is going to be getting a new engine. Um, I think I'm going to go under the car or under the truck and kind of show you the reverse POV. And yeah. Look at that. There it is.
All right, it's time to have a talk. So, previous episode, you saw me pull the engine out, transmission, transfer case, the whole engine unit, and the plan is to rebuild the whole engine, overhaul it completely, new bearings, new piston rings, hone it, machine it, deck it, ARP studs, MLS chromatic gasket, new head, rebuild the head, put everything back in, put new oil bushing, everything. Take A343 apart, rebuild it best I can, reseal it, pack it back, off you go. Down the line, you'll be ready for a supercharger if I find one, or maybe a turbo or something. That's the idea. Played around with thinking things like Cummins swap, diesel swap, imported diesel swap, LS swap, any small block Chevy swap. Cannot do it. Yeah, looked at doing all sorts of different swaps, and unfortunately, not in I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the space. I've seen people do 10, 20K swaps, throw 10 or 20K on it, and I just don't have the type of money. Unless this video gets like 50 million billion views. So that's kind of the idea. Those are my limitations. My dream truck would be like 12 valve, common swap or common rail. Put 1-ton axles under it. Chop the back off, turn it into a ute, extend the frame out a foot or two. Money. So that was kind of the plan. But then things took a turn. Found your eagle eye, you would have noticed some parts I have in the background. This is a 1FZ. This is not a 1FZ. This is a 12 valve Cummins that I found on Facebook for, let me raise you up here, for $600. So, YOLO. We're gonna come and swap this. New plan. Hide as much as I can from my wife. Put a 12 valve in it, put a 48 RE in it, possibly A343F. That would be a lot cheaper because I don't have to buy a $2,000 adapter, and I can only buy a $1,000 adapter, and I don't have to buy a new $4,000 transmission. So we got all the parts minus the pump. This is a 1995 Cummins block, industrial generator Cummins block with a VE pump. I know that because the distiller told me that, and there's a serial number in the back that you can type in and the Cummins will tell you what's up. It honestly seems to be in a really good shape. Let me bring you over and you guys can take a look. Okay, so as you can tell, it's obviously rusty. I put some oil in it before I spun it, and you can tell the rust has been sitting, so it's okay. If I have a light, you can actually still see focus. You can actually still see the crosshatch, which is good. It has very slightly glazing. The pistons are actually in a good shape, from what I can tell. It spins over. It's oily, it's dusty. It doesn't seem to have a crack. This is not a 53 block. This is a, I don't know, this is a pump gear, I think. And this will go back on. Okay, it's going back on. I put it in a little Harbor Freight stand, side mount, as people have recommended, because this thing weighs 900 pounds. Got a big old pile of parts right here. So it should be everything. I haven't went through it yet, but you guys are gonna come along with me with this journey. This is the turbo, and that spins. There's resistance, but good type of resistance. So it doesn't spin freely like a bed bearing. So now we got to take this thing apart. And gonna go ahead and put it in here. So we gotta turn it into a dream truck build. I'm gonna put a Hydro Boost as well, and I'm gonna try to rewire most of this weird shit. Let's do it.